Hello, my name's Craig. Welcome to Festool at the Trade Decorator Festival 2020. Today I will be introducing a new and exciting product to you, the new Festool Planex. In 2009, Festool launched our very first long-reach extendable sander, the Planex. In 2017, Festool launched the Planex Easy, a one-piece, quick setup long-reach sander. And now, in October 2020, Festool will be launching the new Planex. Over the years, we have seen a number of industry changes. We have seen the new generation of fillers becoming softer and in turn harder to sand to a perfect finish when using standard methods. And using a long-reach sander can increase levels of fatigue for the user. The new Planex solves these problems and many more. So, what's in the box? First off, we have a new extra large sustainer which houses the new Planex, keeping it safe and dry on the worksite. As we open the T-locks, we can see everything is well set out for ease of removal and return to the sustainer, kept safe and secure for transportation. We have three main components for the new Planex and lots of additional accessories to get us working. The three main components are the head of the machine, the extension pipe, and the handle. These three sections offer two different lengths that will help us in various applications. The head and the handle sections connected together has a length of 1.2 meters. This is perfect for control in smaller areas and standard residential wall heights. Adding the extension pipe increases the tool length to 1.65 meters, which is ideal for those harder to reach walls and ceilings. A further extension pipe can also be added to increase the total tool length to 2.1 meters. Perfect for those high ceiling applications. Next we have the famous plug-it power lead. Quick and simple to connect and reduces servicing needs usually associated with hardwired tools. Next we have the hose strap. The hose strap connects onto the T-grip handle and can be conveniently connected to the left or right side to suit the needs of the user. A box of 5 Festool Velcro ties are added to connect the plug-it cable to the hose and prevent tangles and trip hazards when in use. And finally, a pack of new 128 whole granite paper in 180 grit has also been included. This new paper increases the level of dust capture at source in conjunction with the new Planex interface pad. The sections are connected and disconnected simply and securely by using the green push locks. The component diagram found under the green push lock shows us clearly how to connect and disconnect the sections. We connect by pushing the opposing parts together and locking the green push lock into position. To disconnect, we twist the green push lock, release, and then hold the lock in the open position again to allow us to pull the sections apart. Once the components are connected, we can now connect to our dust extractor power source with the plug-it lead. With just a simple push and twist. And now we can connect the Planex 36mm kink-resistant hose. We simply push fit the hose onto the dust outlet and secure with the green hose lock. Next we can position the hose strap to prevent the hose from getting in our way around the tool. We connect this by push fitting the strap into the T-grip handle and placing the strap around the hose. I'm right-handed, so I've positioned this on the right-hand side of the T-grip so it's all secure and out of my way during use. This can also be positioned on the left-hand side of the T-grip for the user's comfort. Next we can use the Festool Velcro straps to secure the power lead to the hose. All that's left for me to add is the granite sandpaper. The quick way to position sandpaper to a Festool sander is to line up 2 holes from the paper with 2 holes on the pad. And voila, we're set up. Let's take a look at the new Planex in a little more detail. Firstly, a new 400 watt brushless motor is the power behind the new tool. 400 watts using brushless technology means all the power in a maintenance-free motor. And this also reduces weight at the head end of the tool for lower levels of fatigue when in use. The new 220mm interface pad is soft for flat and contoured surfaces and has 48 extraction holes to support dust-free sanding via a Festool extractor. The new Planex is an eccentric sander, meaning the sanding head orbits and rotates. The sanding stroke orbits at 4mm, which is great for coarse, intermediate and fine finishing, and rotates between 5,000 and 8,500 RPM, depending on the speed setting. One of the exciting new features on the new Planex is the patented LED light. The light is perfectly positioned to illuminate the surface around the sanding head. The LED throws light across the surface and aids the user in quickly identifying imperfect areas of the surface. This has a huge benefit in achieving perfect results. The LED can be switched on and off at the handle end of the tool, and more light settings are available when the new Planex is connected via Bluetooth to the Festool Work app. Once connected, you'll find a choice of light settings. These choices help us to adjust the LED brightness depending on the light of the environment that we are working in. Connection using Bluetooth technology couldn't be simpler. Just download the Festool Work app in either iOS or Android format. Then set up a My Festool account or log in with your current My Festool account. Adding the new power tool via Bluetooth connection, in this case, the new Planex, is quick and simple, and now the LED brightness can then be adjusted. The next great feature on the new Planex is suction control. This function allows the user to adjust the amount of suction depending on the application. On the dial scale, we can move the green thumb tab from wall to ceiling. The wall icon represents the lowest amount and the ceiling icon represents the highest amount of suction. This can benefit us by reducing the weight of the tool whilst in use and in turn lessen fatigue. A new gimbal offers increased ease of movement across the surface and helps to reduce tool removal from the surface. This helps to speed up our work on each application. As we move down the tool and follow the hose and power lead at the head of the machine and see it disappear into the pipe, we follow this down and arrive here at the handle where we can find the main controls. We have 4 main controls here: Bluetooth connection, the LED light switch, the on and off power switch, and the variable speed control. The variable speed control allows us to adjust the rotation of speed of the sanding pad. This is important depending on the surface materials that are being sanded. And finally, at the bottom, we have the new T-grip handle, which makes for a more ergonomic and comfortable grip. This also helps sanding in harder to reach areas. So now we understand how to set up our new Planex. Now we can begin the sanding process. So we have explored all of the great features and benefits of the new Planex. We've seen it in action too, but what we haven't seen is the dust. Why? The Festool CleanTech dust extractor. When using any of the Planex family of machines, we are mostly sanding fillers, plasters and adhesives. When sanded, these materials create very small particles of dust in large quantities. Using a closed bag system, much like this, is not advised. The fine particles of dust come into the bag so quickly that the pores of the bag become blocked and loss of suction occurs. So, for using the Planex sanders, we have the solution, the CTM36AC. CT stands for CleanTech, the name of the Festool extractor family. M is for M-class. 36 for the litre capacity of the extractor bag, and AC for auto clean. The auto clean function is a key part of making the process of sanding dust-free with the Planex sanders. The CTM36AC has a few front panel options. The main dial allows the user to switch from manual to automatic. Manual for constant suction, like when cleaning up site, and auto for when used with power tools. In auto, the power is now controlled by the on-off switch of the tool. Next is the AC switch, on or off. Auto clean dust extractors can also be used with standard self-clean bags for all other non-AC required applications. For automatic clean, switch to 1, and for non-AC, switch to 0. The next screen dial allows for different sized hoses to be used in conjunction with the M-classified properties of the extractor. M-class is a combination of filter grade and an audible alarm system. The M-class filter protects us from long-term exposure to harmful dusts. As filler, plaster and adhesive dusts can be harmful to our lungs and other organs, it is important to ensure we remain safe from these dusts by using at-source extraction with the correct protective filter and wearing the correct dust mask type. M-classified machines monitor the airflow coming into the extractor. If this airflow changes, an alarm sounds to alert us, as this means all of the dust is not being extracted. Maybe a blocked hose or a full bag is the cause, but the alarm is a warning for our health to stop and check why there is a change in airflow. If the incorrect hose setting is selected, the extractor will sound its alarm, as it is expecting a different airflow amount from a different sized hose. This dial changes the airflow monitor to a new setting dependent on which size hose is being used. The Planex hose is a 36mm hose, so I need to turn the dial to 36 to match the hose diameter. Finally, we have the suction control dial. Adjust this left for lower suction and right for higher suction. On the inside of this CTM36AC, we installed the AC bag a bit differently to the usual self-clean bag. We place the rubber washer over the inlet pipe and drop the green clip over the top. And then we push the AC bag into the base of the extractor and dress the bag around the rim. The paper pressure equalizing pads must be kept inside the base. These prevent the plastic bag from lifting and sucking straight up to the filter when in use. The metal contacts on the front must also be kept free. Once the bag is in correctly, we are set up and ready to go. In use, the dust comes through the hose into the open AC bag and up to the filter. The Festool Teflon coated filter vastly reduces the amount of dust that can collect on it, and the auto clean function bangs every 10 seconds to release dust from the filter. The dust then falls into the open bag below. This system maintains perfect airflow to keep us working. So we've seen the new Planex with the CTM36 AC dust extractor in action, and all of the features and benefits that help us to maintain the high production levels and high standards that we require at site. But an after-sales service is equally as important as the tools themselves. Festool Warranty All-Inclusive provides an unrivaled service standard with every registered Festool tool. This includes a 3-year free repairs and servicing in the unlikely event your Festool tool requires a fault repair, or should you wish for your tool to be serviced, this is completely free of charge for 3 years. Festool also offer a 10-year parts guarantee. Should Festool decide to discontinue a tool, the parts and spares for this machine will be available for your servicing and repairs for 10 years. And finally, theft protection. In the event that your Festool tool is stolen within the 3-year warranty, Festool have it covered. Simply report your tool stolen to the police and obtain a crime reference number. Then call Festool with this number, your registration details, and a small fee of £100 per stolen tool, and Festool will send out a brand new tool and get you back to work. All of this peace of mind for only a few minutes to register your new products. Simply register for your My Festool account via the Festool UK website or any of the Festool apps, and you can register your tools there quickly and easily. Thank you all for watching, and we hope you've really enjoyed having a good look at the new Planex. I will now be available to take any of your questions. And from all of us at Festool, we hope you enjoy the rest of the Trade Decorator Festival 2020.
And we're back. Thank you everyone for staying with us. I've got Craig here now from Festool, Craig Foster. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Paula. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Hope everyone else is well too.
Well, that looks like an amazing bit of kit. Can you tell us a bit about why we've got a new Festool Planex?
Yeah, of course. I think over the years, as I mentioned in the video, the first Planex we introduced to the market was in 2009. Since that time, so many changes have occurred in the market, particularly with fillers and fine fillers, and also the high standards that are now expected by lots of clients out there with the paints and decorators in the market. As a result of that, there are changes with technology that can also be included, and this is why we have this new Planex. It meets a lot of the demands of the user, and particularly the new LED patented light that we have increases the potential for a much better finish.
Fantastic. Well, I just want to draw everybody's attention. I did say to you, be able to ask questions to Craig. So if I just show you, for those of you that aren't familiar with Crowdcast, there's a comments section on the right-hand side. Feel free to say hi and comment as we go along. But if you do have a specific question you'd like to put to Craig, you can hit the ask a question and type your question in there. And we will go through the questions as we go along in the session. It will just help us to keep track of the session more easily if you can use the questions button. If somebody asks a question that you'd like to have answered, you can also vote on that. If you want to have a look in that section how it works, you can just click the vote button and we'll see that more than one person would like that question answered. So please enter your questions as we go along. So Craig, if I was a decorator and I have a MIDI, can I use the new Planex with my MIDI?
No is the right answer. They can be used, but we certainly don't recommend it. I mentioned about the fine fillers, and in the video again, the speed in which the Planex produces the dust and the speed in which the extractor brings that away from the surface into the extractor. Using a normal MIDI bag, the self-clean bags that everyone will be using if they're using a MIDI, the pores of those bags get blocked very, very quickly, and this can cause all manner of problems. Firstly, suction, so you get loss of suction, and therefore you're not taking the dust away from the surface. In more extreme cases, it can cause suffocation of the motor, which will in turn cause problems with the machine itself. So if anyone's using a Planex or any of the Planex sanders, particularly with the fillers and plasters that are being used today, should be using an automatic clean, which is why we have the CTM36 AC.
Okay, I've got a question here from Gareth Robinson. He's saying, are these available now to buy? And if so, where from and how much do they cost?
Okay, lots of questions. At the moment, we're just about to launch. So in October, we will be launching the product. They will be available from any of your Festool dealers. So you're able to go to our website and find in our dealer locator where your most local dealer is. And you're looking around about £1,100, generally speaking. Obviously, this would differ depending on where you shop. But yeah, it gives you a bit of a ballpark.
Okay, and is this available in both a 240 volt and 110 volt?
It is, yes, same as all the other Planex products, all in 110 and 240.
Okay, and what about the dust classifications? Can you explain those to us, Craig?
Okay, take a bit longer to explain this one, but it's a really good question because it's often left to be to manufacturers like Festool to explain this on behalf of HSE, who obviously apply these types of things. So the three dust classifications that are available are L, M, and H. So low risk, medium risk, and high risk. The risk is associated with the dust or the materials that are being sanded or cut. So low risk would be dust that are not harmful to our lungs. So household dusts, there are some gypsums and things like that which aren't harmful to our lungs and other organs. When you move into the M class, that's pretty much the starting point for anybody that's working in the trade. Anything that's a wood dust or a mineral dust like concretes, plasters, fillers, those types of things are harmful to our lungs and organs over a long period of exposure. So if you're exposing yourself to those dusts day in, day out over years and years, eventually that will catch up with you if you're not protecting yourself. And the H class is for high risk dusts. These are carcinogenic dusts like asbestos, molds, lead paint dust, those types of things. People will associate H dust with asbestos particularly. So for the M class, there are two main components to that. Again, as was in the video, that is the filter. So it doesn't allow the particles through the filter to get into or be projected outside of the extractor. So it keeps you nice and safe. And the audible alarm system. So the machines monitor the airflow, and if it's not taking the dust away from you, and if there's a blocked hose or a bag's full or something, there's a beeping sound that appears on the extractor itself. So it's alerting you to let you know. So in a nutshell, it's kind of the three classes. I would suggest for anybody that's out there in the trade that's using a dust extractor, they should start with M class.
Okay. I didn't mention before, but if any of you listening would like to actually come up on the screen and put your question to Craig directly, if you want to type in the comments box, or when you put your question up for us, just mention that you'd like to come up. We can bring you up on the screen to ask Craig directly. I'm just thinking about the extension poles you were showing in the video. How many extension poles can be added to the Planex?
Good question. The new Planex comes with a single extension, which gives you 1.6 meters in length of the tool. You can add a second extension, which doesn't come with the machine. This is an optional extra, which extends the machine to 2.1 meters. We don't recommend that you go over this point. The machine becomes unwieldy and much more difficult to control, but we can't then rely on the dust extractor to be pulling that distance for the dust that's required. So 2 extensions is recommended.
Okay, and what about servicing? Is there a limit to how many times we can send tools in for a service?
No, so the warranty all inclusive, the 3-year warranty that I mentioned, the servicing, as I mentioned, is completely free of charge. So a customer can send their machines in as many times as they like. Obviously, doing it every 6 months, we recommend for heavy use, and maybe annually for just normal use tools. They can do this, the customers can do this themselves. They can go onto our website, fill out a short form so we know where to collect the machine from. It will be collected and returned to them within 7 days, generally speaking. But again, it's all free of charge, including delivery.
Oh, fantastic. Do we have any more questions for Craig before we end the session? Craig, is there anything further that you'd like to say about Festool before we finish?
I think pretty much of it's covered. The history of Festool stretches back almost 100 years, and most people will know us as being the premium brand. A lot of work goes into designing our products, and we speak to tradespeople all over the world, which help us to design and manufacture our tools in the best way possible. So lots of the features and benefits that you will receive from buying a Festool product are usually comes from not just Festool ourselves and our own wisdom, but those of the wisdom of the people that are actually using the tools. I think this makes for a much better design and manufacture of product when the people that are using them have some hand in how they're made.
Oh, definitely, because they're the people that's going to use it at the end, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, I think we've got another question here. Gareth, it's from Gareth Robinson again. Gareth, do you want to actually come up and talk to Craig on the screen? If you want to comment in the comments box. If not, I can ask you a question for you. I just thought you might like to come up. No? Okay. Gareth's asking, can you attach all your other sanders to the new Hoover, to the extractor?
So the CTM 36AC that was in the video comes with a Planex hose. So the theory is that you can attach any of the Festool hoses to any of the extractors because they have the same outlet at the extractor end. So yes, you can connect a 27mm hose, for example, to this particular extractor. So if you were using this primarily for Planex, but you were using other sanders with it, you could purchase a 27mm hose, which will connect to any of your other sanding products or any of your other tools for that matter. So you could be using it in the same way. The only thing I would say beyond that is that if you're using it for other things, then using the white self-clean bag rather than the open bag that we saw in the video would be your best way of capturing the dust.
Fantastic. Well, I think that's all the questions we have from our audience this afternoon. I've really enjoyed the session. Thanks for joining us, Craig.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. It was nice to you to join us.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye.